Hopefully not. I did do a practice run today, this morning, just so you know, to see
Okay.
if it would work after yesterday's fiasco with the technical problems. But so far, so
Anyway, anyway, maybe we actually needed the life and work experience that we acquire through this 24 hours, just to say
correct.
something that you probably need to hear.
Do you want to do the introductions?
Yes, so it's going to be quick and easy. My name is Olga Sinenko, and literally next week on, when are going to be Tuesday or Wednesday, 24th? I'm just mixed up with the day.
Tuesday.
Zen. Okay, in a week from now, I'm going to be celebrating 11 years in Dubai and 11 years
Hey.
in Dubai real estate. Yeah, and for the past 5 years, I've been mainly transitioning slowly, and now I'm fully into training and helping agents and sales team for the agents to make their first million in Dubai real estate commission only environment, and for the team to start hitting the numbers. So the sales directors and the owners of the company could say like, oh my God, finally it's above the million of total commission this month with just
Correct.
5 agents, how we did it.
I love that. Listen, and
Hasn't it,
I feel
Ashley?
like right now that you are literally smashing it right now in terms of your business. I feel like, it's starting to flow. I feel like the wheels are turning. I feel like your name's out there now, which is from the outside. You may not feel like it, but from the outside looking in, I feel like things are really, really happening, which is fantastic for you. So I'm super happy. Can't wait for next year for you.
Thank you, Ashley. The same about you. So, introduction from your side.
Okay, my name's Ashley. I'm your real estate COO. Been in real estate now for nearly 22 years. It's coming up to 22 years. I did 11 of those in the UK. The rest of them's been here in Dubai. I started as a lettings negotiator or even a move consultant, which is kind of the step before. You're like the assistant to the
Okay.
negotiators. So I started as that and pretty much worked my way through the ranks. So I've been everywhere from, a lettings negotiator, I've been a branch manager, area manager, I've been a sales manager, director, a COO, and now obviously I'm managing director. So I pretty much in the 22 years been through the whole ranks in terms of the business model. So at every level I have been at, so I kind of know what to expect and I know kind of what people are going through when they do start this journey, no matter if you're a business owner, if you're a broker, I've been there. So your real estate COO kind of launched the brand, 3 months ago now. And I'm kind of stepping into this side of kind of helping people make that transition. If you're a broker, if you're a business owner, maybe you're a broker, successful broker, but you've never run a company before. So, which is, happening right now. So
Yeah.
I'm here to help and give that kind of guidance and support and be kind of like your mentor.
Fantastic. And we have hi.
Hello.
to, I'm afraid to read your name wrong. So just kick in with your question. And
Let us know. We're here.
um,
So,
for
go
now, I do have a questions
on.
from Paddy. He is transitioning in February, as he told me. He is planning to move into Dubai.
Okay.
And
Hi,
just
Paddy.
trying to I'm not sure if he's with us because probably he was waiting for our live yesterday. So as a newcomer to secondary in Dubai, what are the key skills I need to practice master? Paddy does have an experience being a real estate agent in UK.
Okay, no worries. Do you know what? I feel that the Dubai real estate market is so different. I did real estate back in the UK for like I said, 11 years in the UK. Very successful as a broker and as a manager. But I almost feel like I had to reset my skills when I came to Dubai because the market's so different. Now, what I mean by that is in the UK, in most cases, you have the high street and a shop, and the sellers and landlords come into your shop and they give you their listing. And again, normally it's on an exclusive basis, or you work with one other company. It's not normally like 3, 4, 5, 6 other companies that you have to fight against. So I do feel like you have to make sure that when you do come to Dubai, you've got to make sure that you flip that switch and become more of a farmer. So kind of more of a hunter-gatherer, meaning that you've got to really go out there and get the listings. You've got to perfect your pitch. You've got to come across as confident on the phone. You've got to be able to overcome objections. You've got to be able to do all these things, which necessarily in the UK, unless maybe you're a valuer in the UK, maybe you are a valuer and that's your job. But if you're a broker, you have to pretty much learn those skills. So as long as you're open, as long as you have a bit about you, and as long as you are able to take on this new kind of role and really get into it and listen to the trainer and take on all the tips and learn your community and learn about your company, anyone can do this job. It just takes learning the craft. That's what I feel like most people don't take the time to do.
So what do you think the skill would be? Like, from my understanding, the skill which is effective in the current secondary market, where you, as you mentioned, probably fighting with not 6, maybe 26 other agents and agencies, is to being able to create in your leasing or sales presentation. Well, so wait for a minute. You should have your own sales and leasing presentation first of all,
100%,
which should be a little bit different than that the company script that they provided you. And then you have to think of what you can do extra, what you can do different or more to the seller, to the landlord, which is going to be valuable for him, so it solves his problem.
Correct.
And deliverable for you.
Correct.
So if you don't have, as you open your shop and the offer or whatever you're selling is not compelling enough, no one's going to buy. So it's not about the company, it's not about the lead, it's not about the brand name. Even if you join a big company, and as I'm not going to put the names now, but they do have in the same team running the same area 5 to 15 people. So you have to fight with those ones as well, because they wanted the same listing as you. You probably have that guy as a pocket listing, so why would he lease or sell with you? So it's more about being an entrepreneur.
It really is, and that's the important word right there. And again, you have to change the narrative. I always say to brokers, you're now like a business owner, okay? You're a business partner within this company. Act like this. I think we mentioned this last week about your desk being your business, and you've got to make sure that you're running your business like it's your own, okay? Look at yourself. Is my business doing what it should do to make me the money I want to make? If not, then what are you going to do about it? Don't rely on the company to spoon feed you. Yes, they've got to give you certain things and it's their responsibility to, but you've also got to take it upon yourself to make sure that your shop is the best shop. Because as Olga mentioned, you are fighting against people within your company. One of my companies I work for, there was like 30 people on one team. So they were literally fighting for business. But the ones that succeeded were the ones that were organized, that were the ones that knew what they were talking about, that came across as professional, that took the time to learn. They would literally be in the office early in the morning, learning about their communities. These were the ones that always, propelled themselves.
Perfect. Should we answer the question, Ashley?
Yeah. I'm going to say, hold on. My question is, can I start a real estate in Dubai while keeping a golden visa as a real estate agent? Well, yes. Well, it depends on the company. So again, you probably would need to have some kind of NOC, I guess. We've been in situations before where we've had to give NOCs, a non-objection certificates, to our brokers to enable them, like a work permit, to enable them to work with us, but still retain their golden visa. So you can still have the benefit of both, but you need to make sure you disclose this to your company so they can make that decision. But in most cases, I think you need to, is that right? The NOC?
Yeah. The NOC. I'm not sure how that's going to be working with the golden visa, because usually, for example, if you have your own company in Dubai and the company that you own is sponsoring your visa, basically you're sponsoring your own visa, then you should get the NOC from yourself to yourself, basically. In a golden visa, honestly, sometimes it can be even a benefit. The company does have to spend money for your insurance and visa. So my only question is, what's the reason for you to shift to real estate?
Yeah, what are you doing now? What are you looking to do? Yeah, exactly. Give us some context. Tell us more. We're intrigued.
because maybe altogether you better stay doing what you're doing. Because
we will give you the honest truth, like we always say.
Okay, another question. Well, Paddy, which website or the apps should I be using? Again, Ashley, it's probably your video that you're going through the apps which are needed for the agent to run the business. It's going to be very beneficial. We're going to add the video that Ashley did 2 weeks ago in the
Correct.
comments to this live. Is there any industry leaders I should be following on YouTube or Instagram other than yourself? I don't know. It's such a painful question to ask. Ashley, of course.
Do you know what? There's quite a few that I follow and that I like to follow. One of which is Rick Wayne, who is the CEO of Sencorp, which is Better Homes. I highly admire Rick, and I feel like he's done amazingly well in this industry. And I always keep tabs on what he's doing. He gives some really good market insights, and he also just gives a lot of value. The way that he also just comes across in the market, I admire. So he's one. Another one is Mark Castley. I do admire him a lot in terms of the way that he comes across in the business, the way that he is with his brokers. And again, the insights that he gives some great insights in terms of the market. And he also gives tips and tricks for brokers. So these are two people. Another person that's kind of in the industry, that's not in the industry, is Spencer Lodge. So he's basically an entrepreneur. He has many different businesses, but he also gives some really good advice when it comes to sales, comes to real estate, comes to life, comes to fitness, mental health. So he's definitely one I always watch every day. And he always puts a story every single morning on his Instagram. He will put a story about 5:30 in the morning. I'm in the gym, and he'll always put some kind of motivational story on his Instagram. And it always gets me started. And a couple of days he didn't put a story, and I was like, where's my story? I had to message him. My story, because I'm in the gym. So these sorts of people I love. Lewis Alsop also as well. You know, these sorts of leaders in the industry I think are fantastic, and definitely give them a follow.
I would recommend the source of knowledge which I use myself. It's a podcast on Spotify, which actually been created by the New Zealand guy. He is in New Zealand, but he's inviting all the time different people. Mario Volpi, whom I admire, with whom I had pleasure to work back in the days in England workers, he's always there. And I think that he has a very good insight and honest opinion about the market. He's not gonna oversell anything. So the name is Dubai Property Podcast. So I always tell to the new joiners that I coach, go down to the first episode, like 3-4 years ago.
Binge watch.
All this, and start from the beginning. That's going to give you a context about the market that you don't have, and you will never able to receive. No one can teach you that. Yes. Because your sellers and your buyers and your landlords, they will evaluate you and your knowledge based on that context.
Correct. And
you will never be, no one can teach you this, rather than, you know, you're going to pick out our brain and we're going to tell you, oh, you know, that happened in 2017, but no one has a time for that. So but through this, you're going to learn the context, the conversational context that you can bring into the client conversation and then win the listing, God knows.
Yeah, I like that. Good answer.
So questions from you, Ashley. I know you've got some as well.
There's some questions here. Let me have a little look. So I've got one here. What are your expectations for your first year working in real estate in Dubai? Do you want to go first on that one?
Expect to be sorely disappointed for a number of months. Expect that you will feel that was a wrong decision altogether to move across the world, to start in Dubai real estate. This is actually, everyone is going through that. In my first 2 years being an agent myself, for the first, let's say, 18 months, I was not like making much money. I was basically just enough to pay the bills, and my bills were like up to the minimum. Yeah. And then when I went at a different level, I understood that this is the time when Dubai is testing you. Are you good enough? Because we don't need weak people here. So that's an opportunity for you to being able to outperform, outwork, and outlearn everyone else. Right. So then if you're going to pass these 2 years, then definitely the thing's going to get easier. And maybe now it's going to be 1 year because the market is really booming, not like 2017, 18. You remember when the prices are going boom, 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 boom. So less buyers, The sellers that still want to keep the price. So it's just more challenging market to be than it is now.
I agree.
So be ready for this. Not being like, oh my God, I haven't made the million yet. I haven't closed any deal. It's been 3 months. Yeah, that's how it should be.
Correct.
Oh, you feel upset? Yeah, you're in the right place. That's how it should be.
So true. And I think that I always say the first year in real estate's hell. Okay. So, but what you're going to do is learn so much about yourself. You're going to learn things you never knew about yourself. You're going to test yourself to the point that you never thought you could go. If you can make it past that first year, and you're going to have a roller coaster of emotions, you're going to love the job 1 minute, hate the job the next minute, you cry the next minute, you're going to be laughing the next minute. You go through all the seasons in even an hour with this job, but you are going to regret it. You are going to think, have I made the right decision? Like Olga's saying, this is what you need to be feeling, because this puts you in an uncomfortable situation. It's fight or flight with this job. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not an easy job to get into. That's why a lot of people succeed. Out of 5 people that join real estate, 3 will leave in the first 3 months because they don't realize the effort and the energy that you've got to put into your business to get a little bit of return. But if you be consistent, don't compare yourself to others, do what you need to do in terms of what you've been trained, keep it simple, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel, just do exactly what you've been told to do, trust the process, and it will start to come back to you. The first year is hardest, the second year it starts to get easier. And then it starts spiraling from there. But get over that first year hump.
You can speed it up if you will do more calls.
More, yes.
More volume. You can start being more confident if you're going to do more volume of the calls. So the last question from Paddy, what the schedule should look like to be effective on secondary market?
Good question.
And I'm feeling that you have a front row seat to the schedule of your agents right now.
I set the schedule. So I pretty much, for any new broker that's coming into the business, I'll help them out by giving them this kind of daily structure. It's like a daily planner. And this highlights basically what they've got to be doing every single day. So at the top, they can set their daily targets. So how many calls they want to make, how many listings they want to get, how many viewings they want to book, all the basic KPIs. After that, it basically breaks it down. So from 8:30 to 11 o'clock, it basically breaks down what you need to be focusing on. Okay, so your leads, your landlord feedback, your listings, your verification, all the bits that's going to help generate you business, you do in the morning. I always say the morning's for generating new business. The afternoon is for carrying out that business. So what I mean by that is the mornings you make your calls, you book your viewings, you get your listings, your database. The afternoon, you're out viewing those properties with clients, or you're taking pictures, or you're meeting landlords and sellers. So keep it simple. Use the morning to generate your business. Use the morning to hit those daily KPIs. So you can then leave the office in the afternoon and know that you've hit the KPIs. You can be out all afternoon on viewings and appointments and meetings. And then you can keep it going like this. Obviously, if you've not got any appointments or any viewings, you're in the office, you're making calls till the sun goes down. But use that structure. Always be in the morning. And again, you don't even need to do viewings in the morning. Keep the viewings for after lunch. Okay, if you've qualified your clients enough, you can definitely make sure they work around your schedule, the way that you package it. Try not to do viewings early in the morning because it sets your whole day off wrong. Keep yourself in the office, afternoon out, doing your bits and bobs.
Now, I would say that for the newbie agent, the most useful and moving you forward task would be actually actively generating the conversation, either whatever you want, email. If you're really afraid, it's going to be a WhatsApp till you're going to get blocked, and then you have to block you, and then there's going to be calls. So when I'm talking to a new agent there and I'm asking how many calls you've done, no one ever give me an exact number. They're saying, "Oh, I've been calling for 3 hours." And I was like, "Yeah, but how many dials you've done?" I was like, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 20. And I was like, "No, you can do 100." I was like, "No, I cannot." So the structure of how you can do 100 is, first of all, you clean out the database that you're going to be attacking the day before. Mm-hmm. So you remove the duplicates, you understand which number is this, which time zone is this number, when I will be calling this number. So you flag only those 200 dials that you prepare for yourself for the next day. So that the 200 dials are prepared, they are on your screen, they are printed out because you're doing your notes about the conversation that you had manually. You do not type it into your CRM system.
Do it manually first.
Yeah, then you add on any app which gives you the kind of clock on your screen. So meaning you start the clock and then you go into 45-minute speed dialing window. You don't do anything else. Even if you had a great conversation with a client, you promise him that you're going to send him some options. You are not sending them because your goal is to dial. Why I'm talking about the clock, which is very important. This is for you to trick your brain, because approximately how I know that? I've done it myself to myself. And it's the only thing, this thing worked for me. So on a 35/30 minutes, you're going to feel like, oh, Jesus Christ, I need to pee, poo, tea, coffee, I need to answer my phone, and all of that. So for you to hook yourself back to, you just check how much time you left till your break.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, I'm just going to do this another 15 minutes, and that's it.
Correct.
So then you're going to be extremely effective. You can do up to 100 dials, not calls, 100 dials. And if you're doing it in a different timings, when you're checking what is the best timings for me and what are the best days and the best timings, you write it down, and then you allocate your calling window towards that best timings. For me, it was always Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday till 1 or 2 p.m. in the mornings.
Yes.
And I was doing most of the Saturdays because this is when the people are not rushed. This is the pick up the phone. Sometimes they're in a good mood. They are able to have a conversation with you.
Right.
So
I do think as well that, again, you mentioned there with the timer, make sure that that's all you do. Like, don't digress. Don't start doing other bits and bobs. Don't get up and go and get a coffee. No, sit at your desk for those 45 minutes, whatever it is, and dial. The phone shouldn't even be going down. It should literally just be by your ear. Because again, I feel like brokers will do everything but the task.
to avoid it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm just doing this, but no, make your calls. So yeah, focus for those 45 minutes on the calls. That's a really good way of doing it. And have a start and end time for sure, which is the 45 minutes.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions?
I do. Where's it gone? So, done that one. Oh, I did. Where's it gone? There's a very good. I've got them all jumbled up here. Okay, here it is. So how does the real estate market in Dubai differ from other markets you may have worked in? Did you work in any other markets other than here?
Yes, I did work back in my country, in Ukraine. How different it was. Like, that was before 2009, so the market was very different.
Yes.
But I feel like this is how I explain it all the time to those who used to work in other markets. I'm talking about developed markets, and even in India, it's very different because it's not an international market. That's not freehold exists, so you only deal with Indians. Only Indian passport holder able to purchase the property in India. The same in Pakistan. There is no much of transaction happening with like an apartment. They're more focused on buying land and then using this land for building. If we're going to be talking about UK, US, and Australia, the main difference is that the sellers on those markets are the one who pays commission.
Yes.
That's why you can get easily hold of the sellers officially. You can have their details, because sometimes most of the time they do list that for sale by owner. They don't want to pay commission, so you can get the details, potentially bring the buyer, and then start negotiating, then get listing. Yeah. In Dubai, the buyers pay commission, so that makes whole game completely different. And I don't know, actually, before you answer this, I want to put the question to you. Why the market was, because in RERA, in regulation, it's basically 1% for the seller, 1% for the buyer. Yes. But the market practice is 2% paid by the buyer. Correct. Why that happened like this historically?
You know what? I feel, and this is just me thinking, I feel that the people in RERA, obviously they own properties. You know, they're probably investors and they probably buy properties, and they're probably thinking about how they can maybe not pay fees.
Okay.
You know, I'm thinking most probably like, I've got property to sell, so I don't want to pay fees, so let's put it on the buyer. Yeah. I don't know. In my mind, I can just imagine this happening, and they're just trying to think of a way just not to, you know. But I don't know, because we was always taught the one-on-one, but that's just not industry.
Never happened. Never seen that.
Correct. Because you ask that, you know, we do get fees from sellers, but if you ask them that, what, pay a fee? Pay 1%? What? No. And then, they literally get offended if you ask them for a fee, but yeah, it's not industry norm here. And I do think it was the powers that be, like even like landlords that don't pay fees over here. So I feel like, again, it's probably people at RERA, the land department, and then all these people that own big properties that don't want to pay fees because they're renting everything. In my mind, this is what the story goes like.
Potentially. So you've been working in UK. So rather than the fees, what do you think is the biggest difference between the markets?
Again, it's the way you do business. In the UK, obviously the market's hundreds of years old. So, there's a lot of red tape, there's a lot of processes. It's a lot slower. There's lawyers that get involved, and that takes sometimes ages to kind of get anything done. But also, as I mentioned before, it's a reactive market, I feel. It's reactive because, the real estate companies in the high street, they're waiting for, in most cases, for the owners to come to them. And normally that happens because you've got a good name above your door. So they come to you, or they've seen your to-let board or your for sale board or sold. So they come to you. So you don't have to go and farm that much. Yes, it still happens, but you get most of it coming to you. And it's kind of repeat business all the time. They're very loyal as well. They use the same agency every single year to manage their properties.
Yeah.
And it's very much that. Here, it's Wild West. It's an open market. Unless you're an extremely good broker who's been in the market for a long time, you've got relationships with your specific sellers, there's no loyalty here. They're going to go with whoever. So like America, it's very much an open market. But UK, it's very much a closed market, a bit more kind of regimented, I would say.
Yeah. And we will put the links to the channels. So you will find them in the comments as soon as this is going to be published. You just go to the comments and you will find the links.
Yes. Hello. Right.
So
I've got another one here. How important is it to network when starting out in Dubai real estate?
I just feel that sometimes the new agent, they're using this network terminology as an opportunity to get away in something easy. I don't know. Can you find the sellers from the networking events? Yeah, potentially you can, but they're probably not selling. They're probably dealing with other agents, and probably they're not going to have a property in your area. Mm-hmm. And then majority of the sellers, they do not live in Dubai. Surprise, surprise. So not much networking events in Dubai. I don't see that being helpful.
I agree. I think that when it's networking, it's most likely going to be clients that you buyers that you're going to get. In most cases, I mean, I did join a networking club years ago, and I did get some good referrals from there, but there were buyers. So and I did actually close one deal through this. It wasn't a huge deal, but it was still a little deal that I closed. But I feel like with these depending what networking you're doing. If you're really networking or just going on a jolly, but if you do it right, and there are so many networking kind of clubs out there that you can join if you want to take it seriously and be around like-minded people and meet different people from different industries, it could be a good way to get yourself out there. And
if you already have your deals generating money to you, but if you are not closing and this is your only one source of leads, you're wasting your time.
Then no, 100% not. I think you've got to kind of use your head with it, I think, and pick the right kind of networking event for you at that specific time. If it's just to go and get knowledge, market knowledge and insights, then great. If you're going to try and get clients and sellers and you're brand new, it might not be the best place for you to go because you might not have that experience or skill to deal with the people that are there. So just kind of play it by ear.
So anything last before we're going to jump off this live?
No, I think we've got into it. That's a nice little quick and easy one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of bring these topics, which is back in my head for a while. And I had a couple of conversations with you as well and with the other owners of the agencies and CEOs of their real estate companies, is that we are now probably more than ever in the market where probably 80% of agents they shouldn't be agents altogether.
Mm.
This is not the job that they made for, and this is not what they actually can do, because again, everyone can run, but not everyone can compete and do a marathon and then Olympic Games. So for someone who is looking from outside in, thinking it's easy money, and he doesn't have real estate experience, he doesn't have a direct sales experience where he had to go and himself generate leads, not the leads being given to you in your CRM system, and then you just, oh, let me give them a call, see if they want to buy. This is order taking. To buy real estate is a game where 99% of the time it's going to be rejection, painful for your ego, and you either going to grow or you're going to feel miserable, and it's going to be a painful death.
This industry can make you or break you. And like I said before, you will learn so much about yourself, but it can be the best job on earth if you know how to play the game. And the game is quite simple to play if you do the right things and you do what you're taught in your training and what your managers and your peers tell you. Don't digress from that. Most people do fall into this industry by mistake, or it's the easiest point of entry to get them into Dubai, and that's why they do it. They haven't got a love or passion or want to do it. And again, those sorts of people don't normally do too well because they don't put the energy into what they need to do to be successful. If you really want to be in this industry and you want to take it seriously and you want to make life-changing money, then this is the right place for you. But just know that you're going to have to work harder than you've ever worked before, and really get down to it if you want to make this your career in your life.
Do you want to answer the last question about the momentum of growth or correction, leveling up the prices?
What does come up must come down. It's inevitable. I do feel that there's going to be some kind of correction next year. Don't think at the beginning of next year, but back end of next year, it's probably going to start slowing down a little bit. But we are still in a great market, and we can still there's still great opportunities to be had. But even in a downward market, there's still great opportunities to make money. I've made some of my best years was actually when we had the recession in the UK. I made money then. So as a broker, the best ones will always prevail. Even in a downward market, the best ones will always still perform because they have the right work ethic, they have the right strategy, they have the right knowledge. So you shouldn't really let a market kind of dictate how your success should be, because there's always opportunities out there. You just have to make sure that you're in the right place.
And everyone is using this sentiment about the market is going up and down to determine, will I make money or not? Right. Well, the deal is still going to be closing. The project's still going to be delivered. The payment plan is going to become longer, as we've seen that already. The developer is going to start covering the transfer fee cost 4%. They're going to even pay service fee for a couple of first years in your property. However, with where the Dubai as a brand is going, I don't see any slowdown. I don't see any reason to slow down, because the slowdown is happening when we see a competition. Okay, so if not Dubai, then where?
Correct.
And the answer is like nowhere.
Also, like you mentioned before, there's always new incentives that are coming out to boost the market back up again. We've had so many over the last few years to keep the market going, to keep it buoyant, to keep people investing, to keep all these millionaires coming over to invest their money. So yes, there probably will be a correction in terms of the market, in terms of price, or whatever, but this is good. This is what we want. It's not going to do anything in terms of, affecting your pocket. Hopefully you'll make more. So I think we just have to live the here and now. I think we've got to make the most out of the opportunities that we have at the minute, but the market's always going to be there, regardless if it's hot or not.
So we are giving all the support to Dubai real estate market. And if you feel like you're ready for the challenge, we are welcoming you in 2026.
Yeah. Yalla.
Yalla, come.
It's in a couple of weeks. It's 2026. Can you believe this?
I don't know. Too much.
Too much. A lot is. I feel like next year is going to be.
I don't have a Christmas light still on. I have to go put it in my house.
Get your Christmas tree up.
Today.
I had mine up on the last week of November.
Okay, guys, it was a pleasure as usual, and probably we're going to be tuning in next Monday.
The next Monday, I think it's the 22nd, so we do one before Christmas.
Yes.
And then I think the next one after that's going to be the New Year. Oh, no, it's actually still December, right?
Is it? No, I don't think so.
I don't even know. Let's have a little look. So yeah, we got the 29th, it will be.
Yeah, and then 5th.
Yeah, so the next week's the 22nd we'll do. Then the
I
week
don't
after,
think we're going to be 29 because I'm going to be in Vietnam.
you are. So next week will be our last one of the year.
Yeah, we're going to maybe do a couple of the.
Correct.
No, you can conclude it. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. You can conclude it. I don't see that two markets can exist without each other. It just
it
not
feeds each
possible.
other. It feeds. So it kind of, the off plan, then will come back into secondary, the resale, it's all one, and then it goes to property management, then it goes to leasing. It feeds the whole market. So
It's not like this.
yeah, it's all intertwined, I would say.
Okay, thank you so much. We're
That's
leaving,
nice.
and yeah.
And I'm glad that we actually made it work today. Don't know what happened yesterday. I did write a very strong worded email to the company, by the way, to the streaming.
Go do Google reviews on them.
We'll be doing that. Great. All right.
Okay, cheers.
See you
Bye.
later. Take care.